ချုပ်ချယ်ကလူမြောက်ရေးကိုလိုလားပြီးတော့ကိလေသာတွေကိုတော်လှန်ပုံကကြတဲ့ယောဂီများဖို့ဓမ္မရဘူလူရှင်အကြောင်းကိုစတင်ပြီးတော့ပြောတော့ပါတယ်လောကမှာလည်းပဲနေချက်ရဲ့လူလိုက်ရေးနေချက်ရဲ့အချုပ်ချယ်မှာလုံးရောက်ဖို့ရဘူလူရှင်လို့ရမှာဖွဲ့စည်းနေလို့ပါတယ်ရှင်းရင်းနဲ့သစ္စာဆောင်ရတယ်။အဲ့ဒါတင်းကျပ်တဲ့စီကံတွေလည်းပဲထပ်ပါရတယ်။စီကံအရေးကြီးပါတယ်။စီကံဖောက်လို့ရှိရင်လည်းပဲတတ်တတ်ပြရတာပဲ။ထုတ်ပြရတာဒီလိုပါ။ဒါမှတကယ်မုံမြတ်တဲ့ပြုရင်ပြောင်းလဲမှုကြီးပေါ့လေရရှိနိုင်ပါတယ်။ဒါလိုပါပဲကိလေသာရဲ့အချုပ်ချယ်ကလူမျိုးရေးကိုတန်ဖိုးထားရတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်ကိုဖို့ရအရှိကအနေအချင်းစီကံဟာအလုံးကြီးရှိပါတယ်အဲဒီစီကံတွေကတော့ဒီကအကြောင်းအရာတွေကိုပြောခဲ့ပါလိမ့်မယ်သူ့ကိုအရေးကြီးပါတယ်ရိုးရိုးပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေကဒီကစီကံအရေးမထားတော့သူတို့ကလုပ်ငန်းကြီးထိခိုက်တာမတက်တာလားဘူးအထူးသဖြင့်လုပ်ငန်းကြီးထိခိုက်တာပါအထူးသဖြင့်ဒီလိုတရားနေတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေဆိုရင်တရားနဲ့သူများကိုကူညီအားပေးလို့တဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေအများဟာပုံမှုပြီးအရေးကြီးပါတယ်ခဏပြုပြင်ပြောင်းလဲမှုပွဲကြီးပေါ်လာတဲ့အခါကောင်းဆောင်ပိုင်းကပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေဟာနောက်လိုက်ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေရဲ့အစစအရာပေါ့ကြီးကံကြီးရတယ်လို့တို့တူပဲတရားနေတဲ့ပါပဲအရေးပါတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေဟာကြီးကံဆိုတာရှိရတယ်ဝိဉ္ဇဉ်အချင်းချင်းလေးမှာခါရအောင်ဆိုပြီးတော့ရှိရတယ်ဂုဏ်ရှိရေးတဲ့တန်ရှင်းအလေးထားတယ်ဒါလို့ကိုကြီးကဒီလားအရေးကြီးတာဟုတ်လို့ဒီလားကိုအချိန်ကုန်ပြီးတော့ဒီဘက်ကျော်ကျော်ဟုတ်တယ်ပါလေ
Sayadaw says, yesterday he has explained those people who want to get freedom from the bondage of strong defilements. They need to bring change in their mind to drive away the forceful power of the defilement. Then only there could be some possibility to get freedom from those defilements, and there could be good revolution to have change in your life. So therefore, Sayadaw also described how to bring the change with proper Dhamma revolution. To have real change in our life, to get rid of the strong hand of imperialism, to have freedom in your life, when you are trying to have revolution in your life, individual person cannot do anything. Individual Dhamma force cannot do anything. You need to have well organized Dhamma forces. In ordinary world, when you want to get rid of imperialism, then you need to have good organization, good intimate friends as comrades to fight with the force of imperialists. When you organize a revolutionary bodies, there should be discipline, there should be strongly bounded duties and strong resolution, beginning from the head to the soul of the organization. If the revolutionary forces break their rules, the head governing bodies are there to give them appropriate punishment, to keep the disciplinary code and their duties as they have resoluted to maintain their forceful revolutionary act. Then only the people who want to have revolution, to throw away the power of imperialism, they will gain success in their revolution. If the dutiful people or the dutiful comrades disregards the rules and regulations and their discipline, sometimes they need to be taken away from the organization. Even sometimes there must be severe punishment. Even the governing body will be there to take their life to save the organization. In the same way, whenever you are trying to do the Dhamma revolution, you need well-organized Dhamma forces. To have such type of Dhamma forces, Sayadaw says, that is why he was trying to explain you from the foundation how important to build up the Dhamma forces, beginning from the disciplinary code as the precepts. In Dhamma revolution, the precepts play a great part to have purity of heart, purity of mind, and purity of all sorts of activities, all sorts of physical, verbal and mental behaviors. Those codes and conducts should be well preserved, well protected, and well observed, then only the organization could be forceful, strong, and full of energy and vitality. Especially those people who are really taking part in the Dhamma Revolution Act, they should be more considerate about these aspects. Those who want to give benefit to others, those who want to do the service of Dhamma in appropriate way, to save the teaching as well as to give the benefit and welfare to the people, they must realize the power of the precepts. If they don't take care, the power of the precept, there couldn't be any kind of good result which could be expected by those people or by those devotees or by those practitioners, from the head to the soul of the Dhamma organization. So therefore, those people who have strong will and wish to be freedom fighters, they must or they should try to have well preserved, well observed power of precept. If not, then there could be lot of difficulties to keep their activities as the freedom fighters. So Sayadaw explained all those things more than weak, seeing all these beneficial factors to become actual Dhamma revolutionaries. So that is why Sayadaw says we shouldn't neglect the force of precept and the power of its effect.
Buddha Meswa Kuraime Buddha ye Soma Lewa Yawla Pukunya the Gui in Neo, Poesy in Neo, Gina Sadi came to the Tanda Shin Kilita Chokche, look out to the Bruna Shitavi, the teacher, Unia, Tore, Sikani, Tamatana. Yama the Sensei, Sita di Poyuki Mani to our Valideka, Tinya Deka, that they are the testing the people. The Jin Deka, the Kilita Chokche, look out for the abuse of yes or the Major. So much, they went in one neither book is yes or the Alakina, the Chinago. Nivo Miyazo, and so Maluma, Miyaro, who's solution, yes or the other book who knew that you done. They went in her. You can probably go there the beach with it and you never and you come.
So Sayadaw says the Buddha himself, to have real protection in each and everybody's life, beginning from the individual and all those groups who want to get rid of the bondage of defilement. They have to follow the teaching, they have to observe those rules and regulations which the Buddha strongly prepared and strongly prescribed to observe them, to protect them, and to live with them with compassion and with love. Therefore, the code and disciplinary code and the conduct are very important to have well organized revolutionary Dhamma foundation. If the people or the disciples of the Buddha did not follow seriously the disciplinary codes, and they did not have good behavior in their life, the Buddha also gave punishment to them. Not only simple type of punishment sometimes, he also gave severe punishment. He also was there to kill the offenders. The word killing is very serious words, but it is used actually to prevent the unwholesome behaviors of his disciples. So therefore, the word is seriously described in severe way, using as killing. So Sayadaw says, the Buddha also killed those disciples who did not observe the precept obediently. If they break the rules and regulations with intention, there won't be any chance for those disciples who were negligent about their discipline and who didn't respect the disciplinary code as the Buddha prescribed, seeing the wholesome result, beneficial result in this world, to have freedom from such bondages in which the governing power depend on defilements.
ဘုရားမြတ်စွာကသူ့ရဲ့တပည့်တွေကိုကြီးကံဖောက်လို့တတ်ပြစ်တယ်ဆိုတော့ကြားတဲ့ဘုသူရမရှိသေးတဲ့ယောဂီပုဂ္ဂိုလ်ဖို့ရတော့ထူးဆန်းတယ်လို့ဖြစ်နေပါပါဒါဒီလိုရှိပါတယ်ဘုရားကြောင့်ခြေခံပြီးတော့ကျင့်ရုပ်ပြောရမယ်ဆိုရင်ဘုရားတက်ချက်တော်ကာလကကိစ္စခေါ်တဲ့မြင့်เสียကြီးတယောက်မြင်းရိုက်နေကိုရင်အောင်ပြုလုပ်ပြီးတော့ရောက်စားတဲ့မြင်းเสียတယောက်ဘုရားထာမောရောက်ရှိတော့တယ်ဘုရားမြတ်စွာကိုမြတ်စွာဘုရားဟာ That's why let out young like a book. So much near Faro, two down on what Mabina was it. Belunia look at so much. The very ha couldn't say Tatumano in TV. Chuja, no. You need it. You may have any CIA with Jamie or me, they had it. She has said, Nina, Yashi, me, Pio, put a meal, Nini, so my apple, Peninishi, Tonishi, Tony. Can you live on it? Jota in Davida, so much I mean, she did. Hajanya live on it, no Gambia, Nini, what is near to me. So much I mean, she did. The Kakamala, I knew the Ajan. The New York video, don't give my head. You're not of your media. Any Tony and Soma Luma. Mayada and me, Baluki, that did it there, and I mean, yet I'm coming. Ninda, you hear what you choose that. Tamushi, the mini, if you know, you say, yes, of your immediate video, so much, and a need so much. I like only so much. A Judy, Jimmy, you let someone, you did not want to be a India, the young Judy, young. Show you Talan, and someone else. Karakara, let one in India, in the Gizu, she named a kitty, Piavito, level. Jan young body, Piavito, someone else. The Karakara, a New York, Giant, the New York, someone else. 3 years of Java. It is a year. Any don't need a so well, we had a book or Baluki, the hang out there at that. Yeah, I did a companion. That is really, I don't know. That is really a fool, a piano master of Wood. But you are the only son of the years of you read it. Ria ne perefa, that is a chapel for Truna, she tied the Soma Malina, the book was she said Soma, never came and see. Go for never Soma, Baba, I am young. You know, Soma, the Kitalita, the Hilly Talita, Eraha, Ria ne Paro. We are very. So much did in Yahoo to her Tagava, Tanya said he will look at Taiwan in a level. A genie, the video of the half of Nagua said, see the Korea. We have a senior element that in a little Chitalia. That we have a Kassaki Major.
The Sadhu says, when all the yogis here who have little experience in the Dhamma sphere, they might have difficulty to understand the uses of the Buddha as killing. Sadhu says, he illustrate that example because there is real proof which occurred at the time of the Buddha, and the Buddha himself used the word as killing. There was a horse trainer whose name was K.C. He was a good horse trainer, and he was very famous at the time of the Buddha. he knew all sorts of ways how to train those wild horses. He had got different techniques to train the horses from ancient teachers. So therefore he was well-known horse trainer. Once he went to the Buddha and requested to him, "Venerable Sir, you are incomparable trainer to give the right training to the worldly beings, including the devas, brahmas, and human beings. How did you give the training to have well-trained behavior, physically, verbally, and mentally, to become civilized, cultured disciples?" Then the Buddha counter-questioned to Kesi, "O Kesi, you are a famous, well-known horse trainer. At first I would like to know from you, how do you train the horses? How many ways are there to train the horses?" Because he was not only horse trainer, he sold the well-trained horses also. Then Kesi told to the Buddha, "Venerable Sir, there are 3 ways to train the horses. At first, he uses smooth way of training. He taps the horses on the back and he uses sweet words to them, and he uses simple tactics to control the horse. If not, then there is another way to train the horse. At the time, he used the tactics in a rough way. Sometimes he need to use the whip, and sometimes he need to use the what did you call, to give a push, prod to give big blow of push to the horse. And if the horse is trained in that way, then it is alright. If not, then he use both of the ways. Sometimes he use the soft way and rough way. Mixing these 2 tactics, if the horse couldn't be well trained, then the Buddha asked, "What would you do?" The Kesi replied, "I kill them, sir." Then Kesi asked to the Buddha, "How many ways are there, Venerable Sir? How do you train your disciples?" The Buddha also replied, "I also use the same ways. I have 3 ways to train the disciples. At first, I use the soft way. I show them how beneficial the disciplinary codes to observe, to protect, to secure how much benefit you would get from those protection, observance. So in this way, at first, I show them the benefit of the Dhammas. If the disciples don't listen to me, being trained in that way, then the Buddha also says he also used the rough way. As the rough way, the Buddha used to describe the disadvantages of breaking those rules and regulations, as well as other dhammas which are necessary to have cultured, civilized behavior in physical, verbal and mental activities. That way also couldn't work properly. Then the Buddha said to Kesi, I also use the both ways. Kesi asked again, Venerable Sir, if they don't listen to you in any ways, what do you do? The Buddha also replied directly, I also kill them. Kesi felt so strange when the Buddha used the word, I also kill them. Then Kesi counter-questioned to the Buddha, Venerable Sir, you are a noble person, well-known person, great teacher, and worthy one, exalted one, enlightened one. If you also kill them, then what would be the result? Then the Buddha explained to Kesi, in the sphere of nobles, the killing means leaving those people who don't listen to me without giving any instruction, any guidance, and without having any teaching. So I just keep them without noticing them in any affairs. Whatever they do, they know themselves. I never take care about their activities. So in that way, I stay indifferent to them. So that is the way of killing in the noble sphere. Because if there won't be any instruction to them, there won't be any teaching to them, and if they are neglected by the noble people, they may act unwholesome activities and they would be blamed by their friends, by the society in this world. Wherever they go, they never get any name and fame, any facilities, any good behavior from the society. That is also the way of killing to their life. And hereafter, they couldn't have better life, so they have to suffer hereafter also. So that is why I use the word killing when I stay indifferent to them.
ဒီနေ့လည်းရဲ့အနေခင်ကလည်းပဲဘုရားပြောခဲ့ပြီပါတယ်စိကံဥပဒေဆိုတာအားလုံးလူတွေအဖို့ကိုယ်လုံးစိတ်ထားသုံးပါးလုံးကိုယဉ်ကျေးစေတတ်တဲ့တတ်မှတ်ပေးတဲ့ပိုင်းခြားပေးတဲ့စံတစ်ခုပဲပြောခဲ့ပါတယ်စိကံဥပဒေကြီးရင်ကြီးသလောက်လိုက်လာရင်လိုက်လာတော့လူအည်သွေးတွေလည်းပဲလူသိက္ခာတွေလည်းတက်လာပြီးတော့စိကံဥပဒေမလိုက်လာလို့ရှိရင်လူအည်သွေးလူသိက္ခာတွေကျသွားတတ်တယ်ဆိုတာပြောခဲ့တာမြတ်စွာဘုရားကအဲ့ဒီလိုဖြစ်စေခြင်းလို့အခုလိုဓမ္မဘုလူရှင်းဖို့ကိလေသာအချုပ်ချယ်တွေကလွတ်မြောက်ရေးအတွက်ကြီးပြောပြီးတော့တိုက်ပွဲဝင်နေကြတဲ့ပြည်ပြောင်းလို့လုပ်နေကြတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်များအခြေခံသိအရေးကြီးလို့မိကြတဲ့သဘောပါအခြေခံမှမရှိဘူးဆိုလို့ရှိရင်အဲ့ဒီအခြေခံကနေပြီးတော့တပိတ်ခောက်ခွေးလင်းနေကြနေလို့ရှိရင်အစစ်မြင်တဲ့စိတ်ဓာတ်ပုံမျိုးမှုနဲ့အတိမှန်တိုးဖို့ပေါ့လေပယ်နည်းနဲ့မရနိုင်တော့ပါဘူးဒါကြောင့်ဒီကအခြေတည်ပြီးတော့တော်တော်လေးပေါ့လေအခြေခံတောက်အောင်ဆိုပြီးတော့ပုံလေးရှင်းပြီးဟောပြရတာပါ
Sayadaw says he has already explained how important the disciplinary code and wholesome conduct in our life to have real advantage, a benefit in our life. As much as will be greater the disciplinary law, so much the advantage would be greater. And those people who protect, who follow the disciplinary code and become example showing the disciplinary activities in their life, they would be benefited great. So in this way, the Buddha also described to show the importance of the disciplinary code as the foundation of all wholesome deeds, to develop in their life as the disciples of the Buddha. So he paid great emphasis to protect the disciplinary code as the exemplary law, seeing the real benefit of the disciplinary were code of the Buddha which he had prescribed. Sayadaw also trying to show all those benefits to all the yogis here. That's why he was seriously trying to build up the foundation, explaining the gravity of the disciplinary code and trying to explain how to build up the foundation, observing the precepts in serious ways. If we couldn't follow in that way, then there won't be strong foundation in our Dhamma life. We could be easily break down into pieces, falling deep in a pit, head down without having any support. To prevent that type of defect, to prevent that type of disadvantages, so therefore Sayadaw says he is trying to show the example of the Buddha with the illustration how important the foundation of precept to become a good freedom fighter, to have well organized comrades, to revolt, to get away from the bondage of defilement.
Buddha Mesa Kuren Leve Kuna Shi Savida Papatita Sutta and the level in Hoja Tavada Hoja Tavada Rina Bikui Asamanagato Rina Bikui Silina Asamanagato Imasama Dhamaunia Papatito de Ujeti Biku Sinjamina to Tila Mapias on the food, chewing a puku. Kilitariga Lumia to it. Sandabu Yimio Vida Dama at a body, at a body, could know ye Jimuga. You jadwa, the lick of which jadwa to the swaba, Kuna Revolutionary solution, teacher seeker. This are so we are Seeker formation area. She is selling the one Bunya the money, selling Mayara. Area of Jetani, Yama Power Villa to Masawa. The power is having a arena big with Chilena, Samanagato, Imasama Damaunia. Apapati to the Piku. Sijaniya to Kujin Dilan, using the book. Tamaunia call it Lu Yin Jifu. Go no Yin Jifu. Sing and the video. Show Jamatuati. Dijan to Suyamani to the Jana. They did a sea. They don't point it to the senior to the ship. Ulukuno Sita Dumalo Yiji our body. That's why we are so much at time. Nilam Pini, solution comes on the Apollo and Yichiva. Comes on the Amazon Hemisphere. Never get at that. Now, like the level goes out, a bit in video, Father. Yoga, everything else that in Yashiva, the Masia, who are the Masia, the Masia. The mother of Peter, the Ayara. The Wenja, the Kajara, Luigi, the Foggia, Margisa, the Foggia, the other, the GJ, the Yaja. အဲ့ဒါလေးတွေသင်္ကန်းစာယူဖို့အများကြီးသိကြည့်ပါလေ
Sayadaw says, being the compassionate one, greatly compassionate one, the Buddha described how important to protect the disciplinary code. In Papatitta Sutta, he described, O monks, those disciples who don't well observe and follow the disciplinary codes, and they don't accomplish them, then they would fall down without having any support into the deep pit head down. From the Dhamma Vinaya, from the teaching of the Buddha and from the disciplinary code of the Buddha, and there won't be any support for them, there won't be any